60 Minutes Overtime.
For this week's 60 Minutes, we talked to General Mark Milley, who stepped down last month as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. We spoke to him on the USS Constitution, the venerated naval frigate that was first launched in 1797, just months after George Washington stepped down as president. Nicknamed Old Ironsides, it is the oldest naval warship still afloat. As we sat on the deck surrounded by America's military past, we asked General Milley about its future. He told us that advanced technologies like robotics and artificial intelligence will rapidly change the character of war. And because every country will have access to these technologies, the U.S. must be prepared.
Our military is going to have to change if we are going to continue to be superior to every other military on earth. And it's through that degree of strength, that military strength, and the willingness to use it, that I think you maintain that international order and that you maintain the peace.
There have been several periods in history that have transformed military operations or armed warfare. Where does artificial intelligence sit in that?
That's huge. In fact, I've referred to it as the mother of all technologies sort of thing. So the ability to make decisions, the so-called OODA loop, the observe, orient, direct, and act loop, to do that faster than your opponent, oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes gives you a decisive advantage. So Napoleon would oftentimes wake up at 2 in the morning to issue his orders to his marshals, and they'd be on the move before the British woke up for tea. And you know, if you think about the German operational doctrine of blitzkrieg, that's what that did. So artificial intelligence allows you to absorb massive amounts of complex information very rapidly to assist humans in their decision making. And theoretically, you can actually program the computers to make the decisions themselves, which would be a whole new world at that point.
As of now, the Department of Defense guidelines say fully autonomous weapons systems must allow commanders and operators to exercise appropriate levels of human judgment over the use of force. Those standards will apply to a new defense program called Replicator, a Pentagon initiative aimed at countering the size of China's military. The program will produce thousands of autonomous weapons systems powered by artificial intelligence. The International Committee of the Red Cross says autonomous weapons, including those that use AI, could lead to unintended consequences like civilian casualties or an escalation of conflict. Does it make war more likely?
It could. It actually could. So artificial intelligence has a huge amount of legal, ethical, and moral implications that we're just beginning to start to come to grips with.
Well, there's no chain of command in artificial intelligence, is there?
Well, there might not be. Artificial intelligence, theoretically, taken to its extreme, machines could be making decisions without human interface. That could be a very, very dangerous thing, extremely dangerous. Right now, the Department of Defense standard is for all decision-making to have a human in the loop, for better or worse. But other countries may not have that same sense. So artificial intelligence is extremely powerful. It's coming at us. I suspect it will be probably optimized for command and control of military operations within maybe 10 to 15 years max. And then you combine that with robotics. You're probably looking at something like a third of sophisticated militaries, the United States, Russia, China, et cetera. About maybe a third or 20% will likely be robotic in maybe 15 years or so. So you're going to go from the USS Constitution, the ships of sail, up to the Nimitz aircraft carrier in the span of 15 years. So it's a pretty fundamental change that's about to take place.